Hi friends, this is our third video lecture on linear equations and this is a part of algebra course, right? So here you can see the question. The question says x plus y plus z is equal to 0 and 2x plus y minus 3z is equal to 0. Then x plus y minus z is always divisible by which of the following numbers given x, y, z are integers, right? Now if you observe, there are only two equations, right? And then there are three variables x, y, z. Now remember, whenever you want to solve any variable, right, suppose if you have two variables, then there must be two equations, minimum of two equations to solve both the variables, right? So if you have three variables, then definitely you should have three equations to solve all the three variables, right? So but then here we have three variables and we have only two equations. So how can we solve this question? Now say this, here you need to find what is x plus y minus z. Now see this, now I will tell you one shortcut, right? I'll tell you the best possible solution to solve these kind of questions. Now one more thing I want to add here. Suppose imagine there is one linear equation given, right? And if you are asked to find the values of y, x and y, right? Then just answer yourself how many values are possible for x and y. Will you be able to find the answer or not, right? So if I have some equation like 3x minus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0, right? Now if I ask you to solve what is the value of x and y, and I have given only one equation, then you will have infinity answers, right? Infinite number of solutions, right? But if you just need a definite answer, then definitely to solve x and y you need to have minimum of two equations, right? So whenever two variables are given and one equation is given, there are infinite number of solutions possible, right? And this comes under solving, this comes under a chapter called simultaneous solutions of a linear equation, right? So that I will take in a different chapter. I will take in a different video lecture, right? So this model is very important. Solving simultaneous solutions for linear equation, that altogether is a different topic and it's a very important topic as well, right? Now, so now let us switch back to our question, right? See this, how will you solve is, just what you will do is, here we have three variables x, y, z, right? So whenever you are having three variables, you need to put plus, minus, plus. When you are having four variables, suppose you have w also here, then put one more minus. Whenever you are having five variables, suppose let it be v, then take a plus here. It goes alternatively, right? So here our question we solve like this, take plus, minus, plus. Then here it will be x, here you write y, here you write z, by, right? Now you see here you have three variables and two equations. That means definitely what you can say is you can never solve this question, right? You can never give a definite answer. That's what I mean by you cannot solve this question, right? But then you can tell the ratio. As I told you, if you have one equation and two variables, you will have multiple or indefinite number of solutions, right? Why? Because you will have indefinite number of solutions. When you are having indefinite number of solutions, that means that you are able to derive the ratio. From ratio, suppose your ratio is 1:2. That means the value can be 1,2, or the values can be 2,4, the values can be 3,6, the values can be 12,24, any number of values, right? So when you are having indefinite number of solutions, that means that the basic thing you will be able to derive is ratios. That's it, right? Now see here, now x, y, z we will be able to only derive the ratios. Now see this, what you will do is, first of all take the equations x plus y plus z is equal to 0 and 2x plus y minus 3z is equal to 0. Now one more thing you have to observe here, the constant part should be always 0. Whenever three equations are given, whenever two equations are given and three variables are asked, that definitely they will give you only constant as 0, right? Now without constant as 0 you cannot solve the question, right? Done. This is right, like this you wrote. Now what you will do is, if you want to calculate x, neglect this x part and go to y and z. What you will do is, here you see x, y, z, all three are variables, no constant, right? So there is nothing like precedence here. As we discussed in part 1 and part 2, we talked something about precedence, right? Between y and constant, we take y as precedence, and between x and y, we take y as the precedence again. But here x, y, z, we have 3 variables, so there is no precedence order. What you have to do is from above directly go to below, right? From below directly go to above. That's it. So what is here? What is the coefficient of y? 1. What is the coefficient of z? -3. So 1 into -3, you will get -3. And what is the coefficient of y here? 1. Coefficient of z is 1. 1 into 1 is 1. But then you're going from below to above, so you have to put minus, right? So -1. That's it. Now to calculate y, you have to ignore y. You have to ignore y and go to take only x and z. So from here top to bottom, it will be 1 into -3 -3, from bottom to top, right? From bottom to top, 2 into 1 -2, right? Here the coefficient you see here, coefficient is 1. If nothing is there, that means that coefficient is 1. Now to get z, what you have to do is take only x and y. From top to bottom, 1 into 1 is 1. Bottom to top, 2 into 1 is 2, and then going from bottom to top, take minus here. That's it. Now solve them. It will be x by -4 is to y by 5. This minus and below minus will get cancelled, so y by 5 and z by -1. That's it. So the meaning of this is x is to y is to z will be in the ratio of 4 is to 5 is to 1, and their values will be, always remember, ratio will never have a sign. It will always be positive, right? But then values will have negative sign or positive sign. So when you take 4, 5, 1 as a ratio, don't put any sign there. It will be just 4 is to 5 is to 1. But when you want to convert from the ratio to value, you have to take the symbols, negative sign also, right? Negative or positive. See here, so if I'm talking about the values, my x will be -4, y will be 5, z will be -1. Or I can also take my x will be, suppose, see what is this ratio? 4 is to 5 is to 1 means it will be something like 4a, 5a, 1a. That is the meaning of ratio, right? Ratio means there will be some common part between all the three, and that is getting cancelled. That's why you get ratio. For suppose if I say 2 is to 4, if I say 2 is to 4, this you should not take as ratio. Why? Because ratio means it will always be in the simplest terms. Here you see you are able to cancel 2 in both the things, right? Here this 2 you can write it as 2 into 1 is to, here 4 you can write as 2 into 2. What is common here? 2 is common here, right? So you can write this as 1a is to 2a. What is the value of a here? Value of a is nothing but the common part, which is 2, right? So always ratio must be in the simplest term, right? So here if you are writing 4 is to 5 is to 1 means, that means there must have been a common term which is getting cancelled from all the three, right? So my values will be 4a, 5a, 1a. Now if I take a as 1, right? A as 1, it will be 4, this will be 5, this will be 1, but then I have to keep the signs as well, right? So it will be -4, 5, -1. Similarly, if I take a is equal to 2, then I will have values like 8, 10 and 2, right? Again I need to take the symbols here, minus, minus. So what I can say is, my question will not only have -4, 5, -1 as the answer, it can also have -8, 10, -2. It can also have -12, 15, 3 also, -3 also, right? It can have infinite solutions. Now let us take one equation and let us check that. I'll take x plus y plus z is equal to 0. This value should satisfy this one, right? Now see here, x plus y plus z is equal to 0. If you add all of them, you should get 0. Whether you're getting or not, check here. -4, -1, -5, -5 plus 5, 0. Here, -8, -2, -10 plus 10, 0. -12, -3, -15 plus 15, 0. Satisfied. Similarly, you can check this equation also. If you want, you can check this as well. Let us check that 2x plus y minus 3z is equal to 0. Let us take our first values. -4 if you keep here, it will be -8 plus 5 plus 3. See here, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 minus 8 is 0. Satisfied, right? So from this, what you have to understand is, whenever only two equations are given and there are three variables involved, you will get infinite number of solutions. But in your exam, if they ask for the definite value, then be sure you answer not possible, right? Your answer should not be possible. Now let us solve this question further. So till now you understood the concept, right? Now see this, the actual question is different. The question says x plus y minus z is always divisible by which of the following numbers. What is x here? X is minus 4x, right? Always it will be minus, negative, right? So I can take minus 4a, I can take this one, right? This is x is to y is to z. As a ratio there 4a, 5a, 1a. But then when you take values, it will be minus here, right? It will be minus here, it will be minus here. So minus 4a plus 5a minus a, this gives you, sorry, minus a, it is plus a, because minus of minus, right? It is minus z, right? Z is minus a, so minus of minus, it will be plus, so it will be 2a. From this, what you can understand is, definitely x plus y minus z will be always a multiple of 2, right? It will be a multiple of 2, so definitely it will be divisible by 2. So answer will be 2. This question I have posted in our Spartans e-learning Telegram group as well as in our WhatsApp groups as well, but none of the people were able to solve the question except one person, and the person's solution is this one. Now looking at this solution, it is good that he was able to solve the question, right? So it shows that he is good at quant. It is a commendable job. But then, do you think the solution is apt for your exam scenario? So will you be solving the questions like this in your exam? Do not prefer this kind of solutions, right? Don't actually, solving this is good, right? I'm not discouraging it, but then I strictly discourage this solving this way in your exam, right? Don't waste solving your questions more than 1 minute or at most 2 minutes maximum, right? Your target is 95% of the questions must be solved in less than a minute to 1 minute 30 seconds, right? That's it. 1 minute 30 seconds maximum time. So 80% of the questions must be solved less than 1 minute, right? Then other 20% of the questions you can take from 1 minute to 1.5 minutes or maximum 2 minutes. That's it. So don't ever try solving the questions in this way, because it takes at least 5 minutes of your time, right? Now getting answer is different, getting the answer in the right time and with accuracy is different, right? So our focus is on getting the answers in less time with high accuracy, right? Now see this. As I told you, you can see here there are two equations and three variables. So what can you guess from this? There is no definite solution for this question, but then we can at least say the ratio, right? We can say the ratio. Why? Because we have infinite number of solutions, because we don't have any edge case, right? We don't have any edge case to end the conditions, right? We don't have any end condition here. We get end condition based on the third equation given, but there is no third equation given here, right? So you'll have ratios. That means you'll have infinite number of values. Now your question says three variables are there. Take x, y and z. As there are three variables, you take plus, minus, plus. So plus here, minus here, plus here. Done. Now what are the equations here? 2x plus 3y plus z is equal to 0, and second equation is x plus 2y minus 5z is equal to 0. Right? And one more thing, what you have to observe here is your constant must be 0 to solve these questions, right? Constants must be 0. Now to solve x, you have to use y and z, right? Go from here, it will be 3 into minus 5 minus 15. Now here 2 into 1, it is 2, but then it will be minus 2. That's it. For y, you have to take x and z. X and z, it gives you minus 10, and here it will be minus 1. Correct? Done. Now for z, you have to take x and y. 2 into 2 is 4, 1 into 3 is 1, you have to take minus here. Done. Right, now it will be, and one more thing, without watching part 1 and part 2, don't solve part 3, okay? You have to come in order, because many of the things I explain in sequence, right? So here all the questions are interconnected. So as I told you, these are ratios here. Minus 5 by minus 11 is to z by 1. Now see this, cancel minus and minus. Finally you will get x by minus 17 is to y by 11 is to z by 1. So your basic equation is, so your x, y, z ratios are, so minus 17, 11, this is minus 1 or this is 1, right? So the ratios of x is to y is to z is 17 is to 1 is to 11 is to 1. But the values will be minus 17, 11, 1, or it can be minus 34, 22, 2, or anything, infinite values. Now just take any one set of values and substitute in the equation. It should work. Now let us take this one and let us take this equation. 2x plus 3y plus z is equal to 0. Put the values here. It will be minus 34 plus 33 plus 1 equal to 0. You are getting 0 equal to 0, right? It is satisfied. So you can say that at least one value is minus 17, 11, 1. Another set of values can be minus 34, 22, 22 and 2, right? 17, 11, 1 is the ratio, right? So I will write 17a is to 11a is to 1a, right? So to avoid confusion, let us use the symbols also, negatives. But in reality, ratios will not take negatives, right? 17 minus 17a, 11a, 1a. Now if I take a is equal to 1, you are getting first set of solutions. If I take a is equal to 2, you are getting second set of solutions. Now if I take a is equal to minus 1, what happens is you will get 34 is to minus 11 is to, sorry, I am taking minus 1, right? So this becomes 17 is to minus 11 is to minus 1. Now let us take these values and put in the equation, this equation, and see whether it is getting satisfied. See here, 2 into 17 is 34 minus 3 into 11, right? It is 33 minus z is minus 1. See here, minus 34 is equal to 0. So one more set of xyz can be x is equal to 34, y is equal to minus 33 and z is equal to minus 1, right? So this way you can solve your questions. Now see here, this particular question we got 17a, so we will take minus also here. Minus 17a is to 11a is to 1a. This is the ratio of x, y, z, or you can take them as value also, right? Now he is asking x plus y plus z, right? X plus y plus z. So what is x here? Minus 17a plus 11a plus 1a. You get minus 5a, right? So that means your answer will be a multiple of minus 5. That's it, right? Now if you take a is equal to 1, it will become minus 5. If you take a is equal to 2, it will become minus 10. If you take a is equal to minus 1, it will become plus 5. If you take a is equal to minus 2, it will become plus 10, and so on. So from this what you can understand is your answer will be a multiple of minus 5, where a is a variable, right? You can take positives or negatives. So your answer will be minus 5 plus 5, 125 minus 20 plus 75. Anything, any number which is divisible by 5, or any number which is divisible by minus 5, right? That's it. Now see here, 125 is 125 divisible by minus 5? Yes. So minus 5 into minus 25 will give you 125, right? That's it. So this is how you have to solve the questions, right? Now I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.